that side light might be a little bit too bright. So because it was a copy and not an instance, we can independently change its settings. I'm going to put this down to 4.5. And I'm also going to rename it. This one's going to be side light. And give that a quick render and see how it's happening. I just want to get a little bit darker on the edge here, just so that the reflections that we're about to set up are going to work. That's looking pretty good. Now at this stage I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping. So it's always good to stay organized in 3D Studio Max. So at the moment everything is sitting, this is Layer Manager, and we can access it up here with Layer Manager. Everything is sitting in the default layer, and we don't want that. So I want to grab all three of my lights, and I can click this to select highlighted objects. If I click it, now all three of my lights are highlighted in the scene here. I'm going to click on Create New Layer containing selected objects. And down the bottom here, I now have a new layer. I can click on it, and this is going to be lights. I now have two layers, default and lights, and my lights are in my lights layer. I also want to isolate the set. So I'm going to click on the set in the viewport and then just create new layer and type set, and you'll see now that I have one object in the set. And I'm also going to create a camera now. We'll just leave this open for a sec. In fact, I'll just drag it off screen. The easiest way to create a camera is to go into a perspective view, hit P, make sure you're in a perspective view, and then use the Alt middle mouse button just to move around and try to get the angle that you're going for. Now I want a nice low angle. I want something that's going to show the grille, which is a lot of the attitude and style of the car is sort of focused on the grille, but also I want to see the sort of length of the car. I want to see the height. So I don't want it too low. Something like that looks pretty similar to a standard car scenario. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to create a camera. Now I'm not going to use a V-Ray camera. I think at this stage it may confuse you a little bit more, and we will have to tweak a lot of the lights and things like that to get the V-Ray camera to work. And I just want to keep this as simple as possible. So I'm just going to create a normal camera. I'm just going to go, now that we've got this lined up and I'm in perspective mode, I can go View, Create Camera from View. And I now am looking through that camera. If I go to top view, you'll see that there is now a camera in the scene, exactly where we were just looking from a perspective view. Now, I tend to never use target cameras unless they're absolutely necessary, because they're a very unnatural way to treat a camera.